Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're going to review a fragrance from the house of Dior. So we've got here our handy dandy package. Oh, that fell. That's awful. This is a little sticker that comes on it. They use it to pretty much stick this together so it looks pretty. But this is, oh my God, I'm ruining it. I'm so sorry. So this is the box that we have here. It is from the La Collection Privée by Christian Dior Parfums. It is a white box. It is very simple. I have ordered from this fragrance line from Dior before. I have ordered bigger sizes, so the 8.5 ounce bottles. Just for comparison's sake, the 8.5 ounce bottle, whenever I purchased it, was 300 and I believe $330, something around that price point. And the 15 ounce bottle was 450 US dollars. It has completely had an overhaul. The smallest size, which is 125 mils, is now $330, and the 8-ounce bottle is now $450. The 15-ounce bottles have been discontinued and axed completely, so just, food for thought. The price has quite a bit gone up, but that's okay because it's, trying to follow market trends, so it's trying to, place itself as a competitor to other brands like Chanel and Tom Ford and all these other brands. But this is a box that we have here today. It says CD on it on this little sticker. It's supposed to look like I'm assuming like a wax stamp. So we're going to take that off here and put it to the side so we don't ruin it. This little rope here, I don't really care for. I wish they would just use regular ribbon, but just my humble opinion. You do get a CD logo at the top here. And once you open this up, et voila, you get your beautiful tissue paper inside of here. It says Christian Dior Paris on it with the CD logo on it. The paper says Dior on it all over it. It's very, very nice. Inside, you do get some pouches. So you do get this. I'm assuming this is a dust bag to travel with your fragrance if you're going to go on a trip or something like that. Nice little fun fact about Dior, they send these little pillows, and I know a lot of people think it's for packaging, they're just trying to be bougie and classy. These are actually designed for you to spray your favorite perfume onto and put it in your undergarments or in your clothing drawer, and it's supposed to, give the smell off into your undergarments or your clothing. So very nice little detail that a lot of other brands, don't do anymore. Very, very nice. It says Dior Paris. I'm sure you could use this for, something like decorations if you stuffed it a little bit more because it's a little bit on the thinner side. You also get samples. They let me pick a large size sample. I got Gris Dior, and they also had a promotion where they were going to give me a large or a travel size of New Look, which is a fragrance we're reviewing today. They also provided two little mini vials. They got me Edmond Rock and Amber Nuit. I got to pick those out as well. I hate Edmond Rock. I'm sorry to say that it's probably one of the only fragrances that I get a migraine with, and that is very rare for me. I do suffer with migraines, but fragrances are not a trigger for it, at least not that I know of. Fingers crossed. But Edmond Rock is a trigger for sure. And they also gave me a free little Dior pouch, which is very nice. Look at that. Ooh. Now, this will be a dirt magnet, so you probably want to use this for something that is not like cosmetics, something like, your perfume. I use it for sound equipment and lighting things for the YouTube videos that we film here, obviously. But very nice little presentation. The box that it comes in is the same as any other La Collection Privée fragrance, so it says New Look on here. Now, this is a reformulation. The original one that came out was New Look 1947, and that was a fragrance designed, and the perfumer behind it was Francois Demachy. The new perfumer, which is Francis Kurkdjian for the House of Dior, has come out with this one. I believe it's the second one. Dior Riviera was the first one. This is his second iteration, so he just essentially reformulated this guy and put his own spin and twist on it. So very nice. I have some pretty nice thoughts about it so far. So let's get into those to see what our thoughts on the fragrance. So once you open this up, you do get your nice little bottle in here Now in comparison to the original 1947 or New Look 1947, this is a completely almost clear liquid. It has a little hue of color to it, not much, but the other one was a ambery type of color. Now, Fun fact about Gris Dior and New Look, which they both sent me samples of in this batch. Both of them were my introduction to La Collection Privée when I worked for Dior. Back then, like I said, they were named New Look 1947 and Gris Montaigne, and both of them were floral bouquet fragrances. And it's safe to say that I absolutely hated both of them. I despised the fragrances. I thought they were a little bit much. I didn't like that they were overly floral, but they weren't a good floral. They were like, kind of grandma old lady ish floral. I'm not trying to bash anyone that likes those fragrances. To each his own. That's the nice thing about fragrance. Everyone's going to find something that they absolutely love. To me, those were not really good scents. Now, when I saw them reformulate Gris Dior, I was hesitant to buy it, and I didn't buy it because I thought it was going to be the same thing as Gris Montaigne. And I believe it doesn't even have a perfumer behind it, at least not one that's credited, because Francois Dimachy was not their perfumer for that one. And it also does not list Francis Kurkdjian. So I'm not sure if both of them worked on it and they just were not able to give anyone credit. Let me know down in the comments if there actually is an actual perfumer for that fragrance. But for New Look, it is Francis Kurkdjian, and it lists three different notes: amber, frankincense, and aldehydes. And I was baffled. I was like, aldehydes? Are they going to try to do something like Chanel No. 5, but just, put a higher price tag on it? And rest to say, I was very shocked because it does have remnants of Chanel No. 5. These are aldehydes that you would find in Chanel No. 5. The combination of the actual notes itself is very similar to Chanel No. 5 L'Eau. It's similar to Chanel No. 5 Eau de Première, not the Eau de Parfum or the Pure Parfum, but it's similar to both of those when you first spray it because the frankincense and the aldehydes are really prevalent in that first initial spray. It does change quite a lot. It becomes a soapy, baby, powdery, ambery fragrance. The frankincense kind of stays there and it kind of adds an opposite element to the aldehydes, which is really nice. It's really incredibly brilliant that he did that. Both of them work in conjunction with each other and they show the best sides of each other together. And then the amber in it just really makes this fragrance a very luxurious experience. I am in love with it. I know that some people are probably not going to like this, and because of that, I do suggest that if you are able to smell it first, do so before you make your first purchase and get committed, because it is a fragrance that you're probably going to either love or not love at all. It's not going to be one that, people are going to be in the middle for. It's just like Chanel No. 5. Either you love it or you hate it. It is nowhere in between. And because it does have aldehydes, I know we all tend to kind of say aldehydes are grandma-ish. And to me, this is a modern way of aldehydes. They really, really did a fantastic job and they were really able to make aldehydes very modern and simplistic. We did a wear test to see what the fragrance wore like. Let's get into it and see how the fragrance was wearing. Okay, we're going to do a wear test of this fragrance. I did decide to do a different type of video today. So what we're going to do is test this fragrance out throughout the day to see if it wears well, if it doesn't wear well, what I think of it, first impressions of the fragrance itself when it comes to smell. So the fragrance we have here is New Look. This is the new Look. So there was a fragrance called New Look 1947, and this is a new formulation. It is a fragrance by Francis Kurkdjian. So I'm going to spray myself in this section, one spray. Now I did test this out a little bit when I first got it yesterday, just to kind of get, my vibe around the fragrance, if I was going to like it, if I wasn't. It is potent, so I will say that right off the bat. I'm going to spray a little bit less than what I would originally, just because it does wear very well. So right now it is exactly 12 o'clock. We will check in 2 hours, which will be 2 o'clock, to see what it's wearing like, if I can still smell it, if it has dissipated, all that good stuff. So it is 2 o'clock and we're doing our 2 o'clock check-in. So obviously earlier you saw me try on the fragrance, and I have to say that this fragrance is probably not going to be a mass loved fragrance. This fragrance is really giving a nod to the actual collection that which it was, inspired off of, which was Mr. Dior's original 1947's collection, which was his debut collection. It was very different for the time. So far, it's wearing really well. I do like the scent so far. I do think that the scent is wearing very nicely. It's very close to skin. It's not overwhelming, but it is giving projection and longevity. It's giving you a nice trail of fragrance as you walk by. And that's what's important. You know, you're buying a fragrance that's very expensive and you obviously want it to last you throughout the day if you're going to be spending 330 US dollars for 125 mils or 4.5? I believe it's 4.5. I will list it down here below, obviously. I will check in with you in another 2 hours, which will put me at 4 o'clock, and we will check in then to see if the fragrance is still wearing, if it's still kicking, if it has dissipated, all that so good just stuff. A quick update on this actual fragrance itself. It is still kicking, it is still wearing, and there's still some projection, there's still some longevity going on. It is 4 o'clock. So I will check in with you around 6 o'clock and we will see then if the fragrance is still kicking, if it's still going, if it's still wearing. So it is the 6 o'clock check-in and New Look is new looking. It is still kicking. I really do like this scent. Like I said, it's a very modern approach to aldehydes as an actual fragrance note. We are used to smelling aldehydes and fragrances like number 5, which have been around for a long time, but because they've been around for a long time, we think they're grandma. And I think this one is grabbing that and just shifting it and putting it on its head. I do like it. It's still kicking. It's still, you know, just as good as when I applied it, if not better, which is very rare in fragrance in today's market, but it is a long lasting fragrance. We started at 10 o'clock. It is now 6 o'clock. So definitely I do recommend this one. I do love New Look. In conclusion, I love this fragrance. I just have to be completely honest. I think it wore well. The fragrance smells nice. It's a very nice modern approach to aldehydes, which is refreshing. I think it's a perfect fragrance for the upcoming spring and summer months. It's just really, really soapy and clean and baby powder like, and it's just really well done to me. I really love aldehydes as an actual note, but typically they're not done well unless it's Chanel, and in this one, they really did a great job. And I really, really do love New Look so far. I actually was really surprised that I actually like Gris Dior as well. Let me know down in the comments if you would like me to do a review on Gris Dior or not. I know there's quite a bit out there, but I do recommend this fragrance. I do like it. I do think it's a good fragrance overall. Definitely smell it before you buy it because it is, like I said, one of those that's very polarizing. You're going to hate it or you're going to love it, but either one you pick, definitely let me know in the comments what you think of it. Make sure to also subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. I hope to see you on the next video. Until then, take care.